Welcome to the Blessed Children of God family. We are glad to have you. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you would like to join in on some conversations with thought-provoking topics, feel free to join us on Mondays at 5 p.m. Eastern Time and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We look forward to seeing you there. Continue to be blessed. For your likes, for your shares, for your positive and encouraging comments, for subscribing to this channel, and for your monetary donations to this channel. I just want to simply say thank you. I truly appreciate your support. May God continue to bless and keep you all. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday to everyone. How is everybody doing today? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, I see some ones. See the ones. All right. Thanks for the ones. I hope everybody's having a great day so far. You all see the question. And don't know what you are thinking, but I want to know who raised you. So if you would kindly put in the chat who raised you, you came from a 2-parent household, mother and father, or single parent mother. Some people were raised by their dads. Some people were raised by their grandparents. I just want to know who raised you. And before I get into that, I'm going to star some of the comments. I'm going to say hello to everybody who showed up in the chat so far. So the first person who showed up in this chat today was my peer, SBK. And then we have Janice, one of my moderators, Precious G, another moderator, my sister. I said what I said, another moderator. Vaughn, another moderator. Random Girl. How are you today? Welcome. Scorpio Mama, aka Scorp. How are you today? and Real, another moderator, and Wanda. How are you all doing today? I hope you're having a great day so far. Scorp says she's a good witch. Okay. What did Real say already? Okay. Okay, Real. So, anyway, the question again is, who raised you? I have some answers starred. Hopefully, I didn't miss any. Okay, so let me read the ones that I saw. Precious G said that her grandparents for her first 11 years, and then her widowed mother raised her. Janice said, single mother, father was unalive, but my aunts and uncles stepped in to help. I said what I said, says my mom raised me with the help of aunts, uncles, cousins, and grandparents. So basically, an entire village. Okay. Anybody else before I go on? Just to let y'all know, I'm trying out this new thing that StreamYard has. So some people may see me on the regular StreamYard, and then some people may see me on a vertical app. So you may not see what I see. I think I see everything. Um, so if I call out a name that you don't see, that's because they're probably on the vertical app where most people are on regular StreamYard. Okay, so let me go on. I won't be I won't be paying too much attention to the chat for now, but I do want to take a moment to thank everyone who may be watching from the bushes. I appreciate your support as always. So, like I said, I don't know what everyone thinks this is about, but sometimes the title can kind of get you, can kind of trick you at times. But this live is about who we were raised by. So it's not a clickbait type of live. Anyway, my husband was raised in a two-parent household. His parents were both educated and they paid in full for all of their kids' college education. So That's different from the way I was raised. If you were fortunate enough to grow up in similar circumstances as my husband, God bless you. That's right, precious. I do not clickbait. No, that's not what it's about, Janice. But that's not my story. Most people know that my mom passed when I was 4. My grandmother then raised me, but she passed when I was 9. I did not meet my dad until I was 30, and he passed when I was 53. I share my story not for sympathy, not for empathy or pity. I share it to encourage others. I say it all the time that I am blessed to have memories. And there are times when I can walk into another room and forget what I walked into the room for. But when it comes to memories, especially great memories of my childhood, my mother and my grandmother, I have so many wonderful memories. But it was my grandmother who really instilled the love of God in me. My grandmother wasn't perfect, but she was the best cook. She was a God fearing and praying woman, and she loved the Lord. She loved the Lord and she loved people. She was single, she was a widow, only because my granddad passed a year and 15 days before I was born. She had 9 children and they helped her financially, but she didn't totally depend on her children. My grandmother also worked, she did housekeeping. I didn't realize that my grandmother depended on her children financially until I was older. But she had some old fashioned ways. She didn't believe in listening to secular or what she deemed the devil's music. It wasn't allowed in her house, and there were words that you could not say around my grandmother. She made sure that we attended church regularly. Even though she didn't drive, we went to church for Bible study, Sunday school, revivals, and regular Sunday services. I learned certain scriptures by hearing them all the time because I told you all I did not really read the Bible until I got older as an adult. That's when I really started reading the Bible because I always went by whatever the preacher said. But there were scriptures that I learned by constantly going to church. My grandmother always prayed for her family. She was a praying woman. I don't remember ever hearing her raise her voice, even at times when she definitely should have. I was an only girl, and my aunt lived with us. Uh, four. She had 4 sons, but the oldest one didn't live with us. He had moved. He was an adult and moved on his own. Even though I only got to spend the first 9 years and 8.5 months with her, there were some things that she instilled in me that have carried me through life. I did a lot of crazy things in my life, and I think I've talked about some of them. But those, but even in spite of those crazy things that I did, there were lines that I would never cross because my grandmother taught me better. I remember one day when I was about 12 years old, and this boy kept picking with me. I kept telling him to leave me alone, but he just kept picking with me. And for some reason, I always had to fight boys. But I got tired of him bothering me. So I decided to teach him a lesson. I got him on the ground and I was about to stomp him. I had my foot lifted and I was on my way to bringing it down on him. But suddenly, I heard the voice of my grandmother calling my name, and I stopped. After that, I had no doubt that my grandmother was watching me, even though she had passed away like 3 years before. I actually could have ended that boy's life and could have ended up in the judicial system for the rest of my life. Today's scripture verse comes from Proverbs 22:6, and this is the King James Version. Yeah, real, I said that before. I'm trying this new thing that StreamYard has. Proverbs 22:6, King James Version. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Someone asked me recently, who was my hero? I did not hesitate to say my grandmother. She taught me so much in those first 9 years that have stuck with me. Oftentimes, I look in the mirror and I see my grandmother. That's just how much of an impact she had on my life. My grandmother will always be my hero. Even though I didn't come from a two-parent household, neither did my grandmother. She obviously instilled in me what was instilled in her at an early age. So, in spite of what your circumstances may have been growing up, it's my prayer that you had someone in your life like my grandmother who instilled morals and values in you that even at times when you may stray or may have strayed, you didn't go too far and you came back to where you know your roots and your good teachings came from. And even if you had a not so good childhood, maybe, there are some people who have to deal with different things in life that some of us just can't even imagine. Even if that happened, I pray that you realize that you are still here for a reason, and you can use those negative things to turn into a positive, and that you can instill those positive things on people who look up to you. So I also pray that you've been blessed by my story, and that maybe you can take something from my story, and you can share the goodness of God, that in spite of everything that we may go through, there's always something positive that we can draw on it, even if we're saying, thank God I'm still here for a reason. Because, yeah, a lot of people would love to grow up in a two-parent household, and they would love for their parents to be able to provide for them with no worries. As we were talking earlier in Vaughn's life, talking about Vaughn's live, we were talking about how different things that we used to eat, and some people still eat those things. But I remember I didn't even know that we were poor, um, until I got much older, because my grandmother always made sure that we had what we needed. We didn't eat out. Only time I ate out was when I went to visit my aunt and uncle, and they would treat. But my grandmother always had a home cooked meal. She always fixed us breakfast when we weren't in school. We had breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't know when. I think that she worked part time, and I remember going because she did. She was a housekeeper, and I did go with her a couple of times, where she was cleaning the house. But I don't know when she found the time to actually work, because she was always there, and she was always, like I said, always cooked a home cooked meal. And most of the things that she cooked from scratch. As a matter of fact, I think if I had been in that kitchen when my grandmother was cooking, I probably would have never messed up on that potato salad that I did um, when I was older. But that's neither here nor there. I just thank God for my grandmother, and I hope that you have somebody in your life that helped to bring you up in life, that even though if they're not still here, you will never forget them, and they've had a major impact on your life, like my grandmother had on mine. So that's all I have to say, y'all. Um, I hope that someone is blessed by this story, and that you instill the good values that you learn in life to the children or the grandchildren who depend on you. So I'm going to go through the comments, y'all, see if I missed anything that I may want to put up. I have one starred comment. Bond said real ain't paying. He wasn't paying attention. And thank you all again for being respectful in my comment section. I truly do appreciate it. Of course, Vaughn, you would pick up on me getting ready to stomp the guy. I'm still going through the comments, y'all. I'm starring comments, y'all. I'm not reading them right. I mean, I'm reading them, but I'm starring comments. I'm gonna come back and read them. Sorry for the Hey, Abril. Happy Thursday. How are you today? I hope all is well. Well, I said I wasn't going to star in the comments, but I had this is not even related to the topic, but yeah, I love the smell of pine sol too. Yeah, I don't like bleach either. I don't like that smell. That was the question. Who raised you? I'm still starring comments, y'all. I don't like I don't like dead air, but I had to go through these comments right first. I had to bring up the potato salad because I was thinking about it. I said if I had been in that kitchen when my grandmother was cooking, I would have never messed up on that potato salad. Hey, Chill Will Crew, how are you? Thank you for joining. Happy Thursday to you as well. I'm still going through the comments, y'all, so bear with me. Yeah, real, a make do meal. What are you talking about, Vaughn? I'm trying to hurry up, y'all. Hey, my daughter Shanice, how are you? It's good to see you. Happy Thursday. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. I'm still starring comments, y'all. Vaughn says that she wants y'all to stop calling her little sis and call her Big Vaughn. I don't know why, but that's what she said. Wanda says she loves bleach. I just don't like the smell of bleach. Real try to be funny. Vaughn says because she's big. I love you more, Shanice. Wanda says she still uses Comet. I tell you what, one thing y'all are going to do, y'all gonna have some jokes in the chat. Vaughn said just don't use Comet and bleach at the same time. April said, I grew up smelling bleach and still love it. Excuse me, y'all. My great grandmother raised my mom and she put it in everything: dishwashing, dishwater, baths, mop water, everything. Now, if I don't smell bleach, I don't feel as clean. Okay. What comment is that? Are you saying, you said read your comment, or I read your comment? I'm not understanding. Precious says she's not paying you any mind, Vaughn. I said what I said. Says the only thing big on Vaughn is attitude, period. And Avril agrees with her. Vaughn is shocked that Avril agrees with her. I'm not even going to comment. I'm just going to read the comments. I'm not going to say whether I agree or not. I'm just about at the end of the comments. Vaughn says she was raised right. She chose to do wrong. End of discussion. You know what? I said what I said. I'm not doing that with you. Thanks, Abril. I appreciate you. Yeah, Abril. I'm trying this new thing with StreamYard. So you can see me on both. Okay, so let me go and read these starred comments. So Precious says, sounds like my grandparents. Because of them, I won every Bible Bowl from age 8 to 16 until I left for the Navy. She also said, I said what I said, sis. Oh my G, OMG, yes. And I had to always read the scripture at the nursing home every third Sunday. That's good. You got some word in you. Of course, say what I said. She said that I said I was almost a criminal gangster. Almost. Almost. But it didn't happen. God said no through my grandmother. He said no. Vaughn said that her grandmother is her hero as well. Bill says his hero is unseen. Avril said all the gifts and the wisdom and lessons my mother left for me have made me the woman I am today. The biggest gift she gave me was God and giving back and the importance of hard work. So grateful. That's beautiful. Scorpio says she had a wonderful aunt. And my grands and mom enforced that within me. She said her aunt's name was Jean, Aunt Jean. And Precious said our make-do meal was always something with roti, curry, and rice. Be it curry, aloo, potatoes, curry, chana, chickpeas, curry, goat, or chicken. Okay. Only thing I've ever eaten is curry chicken, and I love it. Okay. That's it for the starred comments. I hope I didn't miss anything else. Y'all be talking about all kinds of stuff. The only one, there, I ain't gonna say the only one. There are a few of y'all that I know were paying attention. Especially, I said what I said. She said I was almost a criminal gangster. So I don't think I have any more comments. This won't be a long live, y'all. Vaughn said, don't leave. She was paying attention. Shanice says, child, I'm back. My phone rang. Hey again to everyone. I'm sorry I didn't get to speak to y'all individually. God bless you all abundantly in Jesus' name. Amen. You said you were the reason that I made that comment, Vaughn. What comment you talking about? Yeah, I said what I said. Just be listening. That's, I can hear her saying that. You are somebody, Vaughn. You are somebody. I know you were paying attention, Precious. Oh, y'all better be paying attention because some of this may be in the some questions in the giveaway next week. So it would behoove you all to be paying attention. Just having side convos. Okay. Vaughn said, I is important. You is important, Vaughn. Even though I don't talk like that. But you is smart, you is beautiful, and you is important. Oh, you is kind too. I forgot. You is kind. But I ain't fooling with you, Vaughn. Abril says, and you is beautiful, Big Vons. Right, Janice. Yeah, you know what? Tell her again. Say it loud, real. Vaughn trying to gain weight. You better leave that alone. When you hit your later 30s, you're gonna be trying to get it off. And it's gonna be hard. Hold on. have never heard of a womanologist. Hey, Coco. How are you today? Thank you for joining. She said, real Swiss. He is a womanologist. It's okay, Coco. It's good to see you here. I hope you're having a great day so far. He said he sure is. He said, huh, he is a womanologist. Shoot, don't mess with real. He can look at you and tell what size panties you wear. Don't mess with him. He is not to be played with. Okay, Abril, good for you. Getting good at multitasking. I still haven't mastered it. I do my best though. Oh Lord. Let me say a quick prayer. Lord, is it your will for people to come up on this panel? I got to give him a couple of minutes to respond. Show me a sign if it's your will. Show me a sign if it isn't your will. He does always have some advice, but I've never heard of a womanologist. What, Vaughn? I can't pray. Oh, my bad, real. My bad. Y'all pretend y'all didn't hear me tell y'all, okay? I don't want to be spilling all real secrets. Yeah, teach us, real. Teach us. Real is hilarious. Oh Lord, did he say that? Oh, he did say that. Okay, I forgot. I forgot that. I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should let y'all up here because y'all gonna clown. Oh, have mercy. I had to. Juan, I had to. Hello, Fear No Mortals. How are you today? Thank you for joining the chat. Listen, y'all. If y'all want to get some word in you, it would behoove you to check out Fear No Mortals. She has an excellent channel. Can I usually just don't really drop links in the chat, but I'm going to make an exception. Can somebody, one of my moderators, drop her link in the chat? She Blaze is one of her moderators, and I was in her live the other night, and she has excellent content, y'all. Shanice was there too. She can vouch. Yeah, I like your words. I said what I said. That woman, look, I'll be using womanologist. That's going in my vocabulary. Hello, V. Thank you for joining as well. Met V on Fear No Mortals. She's another content creator, y'all. Check her channel out. Beautiful woman of God as well. Check her out. If I'm not mistaken, she's also a moderator over there. I don't know where Blaze is. Maybe he's just busy. Or is he in the bushes? Thanks, B. I hope you're having a wonderful evening as well. Y'all make sure you if I decide to drop that link, please make sure you come up with some act right. Hey there, beautiful sinner. Thank you for joining. How are you today? Happy Thursday. Thank you, Vaughn, for dropping the link. Oh, you're very welcome. Oh, let me thank you for bringing that to my attention, Janice. Let me see if I can correct that. I'll let you know why that happened, but let me see if I can correct that real quick. Let's see. Y'all give me a minute, okay? Trying to do something real quick. Hold up, y'all. Y'all go ahead and talk among yourselves. Let's see. Janice, I can't, it doesn't look like I can do it right now. I can do it after, should be able to do it after the live, but I can't do it right now. Let's see. I haven't given up yet. Let me see. Okay. Say something in the chat, Janice, so I can make sure it worked. Okay, Vaughn. Okay. See, Shanice says that live was amazing. Y'all, please go check out Fear No Mortals channel immediately. No, wait until after this live, okay? Don't leave. Hold up, y'all. Okay. I see you modded up now. Now I may have missed some comments. You know what, real? We gotta have real, I can't unmod you because we have to have a womanologist on the team. So I can't get rid of you. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to post. If who that hears this, please forgive me, who that. I forgot to post your happy birthday yesterday. I hope you had a wonderful day. Happy belated birthday. Yeah, she's back, y'all. Okay, so there he is. Why does Blaze always pop up when you're talking about him? How you doing today, Blaze? I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for joining the live. And I was talking about who that's birthday was yesterday. But Saturday is Shanice's birthday. So I'll let y'all know by tomorrow if we're going live. Okay? If we're going live Saturday, it won't be a long live. But Vaughn said that Blaze is just popping out the bushes. Is that right, Blaze? Uh-huh. See, people are starting to suspect that Blaze is in the bushes because I don't know, maybe he just hears somebody calling his name and then he just, somehow just show up at that time. But it's good to have you here, Blaze. And thank you for your gift, Blaze. I appreciate it. Here, yeah, he's here. He's messing with Vaughn already. Yeah, next Thursday, y'all. Mark your calendars and do your homework because next Thursday will be our next giveaway. Hey, Joe, how are you today? Happy Thursday. And y'all know I'm always going to tell you to check out Joe's channel. Joe is very inspiring. I put her video on my wall earlier. So if you missed it, check it out. No apologies necessary, Joe. Thank you for coming. Abril says, I need y'all to be thoughtful about sharing your PayPals. I'll be feeling left out. I don't do Cash App. Sorry about that, Abril. Shanice said, bring on the birthday coins. Fine. I'm sure she'll appreciate whatever y'all do for her birthday. Blaze says, good to see. Fear no mortals. I'm telling y'all, she has an excellent channel. Vaughn says, send it to her and she'll send it to them or make you a Cash App. There must be a reason why you don't have Cash App or don't want it, Abril. We'll talk about it. You're welcome, Joe. I'm glad you're doing good. Y'all, please, whatever you do, if you are not watching Vaughn's channel, check her out, okay? She's random at times, and she's not perfect, but she is on her way up and she wants support as well. So please, by all means, check out Vaughn's channel if you haven't already, okay? Because she feels left out, and I don't want her to feel left out. Now she said, just skip over my comment. Too late. I said what I said, so stop hating Vaughn. Alice and Abril loved Alice's birthday video. I did. Thank you. I said what I said. Fear no mortals is a breath of fresh air. I don't have a clear answer yet, Vaughn. Y'all have to make me a promise that you're going to behave. We have company over here, and y'all need to make sure that you're on your best behavior today. Because I know some of y'all need some act right. Okay, Senna, be safe. Don't work too hard. Blaze said you're disqualified from the giveaway, Vaughn. Okay. Give me a minute, y'all. Well, not even a minute. Give me 30 seconds.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, y'all, I'm back. Okay, Blaze. He says that he's an angel. Blaze says he's an angel, but he's trying to say something differently about you, Vaughn. I don't know what he's trying to say, but I'm going to take a chance, and I hope that I don't regret this. I hope I don't. The link is in the chat. So anyone who wants to come up and be on their best behavior, feel free to hit the link. And we're going to talk about who raised you. We're not going to talk about the best cleaning products. We're not going to talk about the best thing to eat. We're not going to talk about the best fast food or regular restaurants to go to. We're not going to talk about any of that, okay? Hey, Vaughn.
Woo! It is chilly outside. The doors of the church are open. Wait. Before I got up here, what was you saying you ain't want to talk about?
We're not talking about, um, what did I say? We're not talking about your favorite food. We're not talking about the best cleaning supplies. We're not talking about what's the best restaurant to eat at. We are talking about who raised you. That's the subject for today. My girl is
Ooh.
here. My girl is here. Hey, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Joe, we can't hear you. You on mute.
Yes, I was trying to shut off YouTube, so I was
Oh,
double. Yeah, sorry.
okay.
Hi
That's right.
everyone. Oh, hold on. Ha. Hello everyone.
Hey, Joe.
I wanted to be like everybody else. Sorry. Hi Bon.
Hey, Joe.
She went mute when I came up here. Am I okay?
You okay? Vaughn, why you
Okay.
go on mute?
I, because you said we couldn't talk. I mean, no, you said. Wait. Okay, you said we were talking about who raised us, right?
Uh-huh.
That's what. Okay, Joe can go first.
Mm. Okay. Um, was there a question today? I kind of came in a little late, and I wanted to make sure if I answered a question.
Yeah, the question was who raised you?
Oh,
And
that's the question.
it's not a girl who raised you. It's a who raised
Literal.
you. Yeah.
You really
Like,
okay? Literal. So my
yeah.
dad raised me. Um, he was he was a single dad. I don't want to make this kind of sad or anything at all. I'm, it's very good. So, but my dad raised me. When I was 9 years old, my biological mother left my dad, and he got a divorce, and so he was left with three kids. I was the oldest. I was nine. I had two brothers. I have two brothers. um, when she left, I was nine. My middle brother was five, and my baby brother was 15 months old. And so, um, she left, and I've never seen her since I was nine. So my dad raised us. He eventually remarried, and now today, whom I call my mom, if I ever refer to my mom now, that's my stepmother. But we were raised very, obviously in a blended family. She had three girls when they were married, and so I have three sisters. And he raised us as such. Like we never called each other step, anything like that. Um, it was very, very. We were family, and that's the way we were raised. Um, So that's who raised me. It was my dad. So it was really, hard when I lost him. But I was his oldest biological, right? But we were six kids. So that was that.
Okay. Yeah, I was sharing. I don't know if you heard before, but my mother passed when I was 4, and then I was living with my grandmother, and she passed when I was 9. I was in North Carolina. I didn't share that part today, but I lived in North Carolina at the time. But when my grandmother passed, my aunt, um, I think it was two aunts and one uncle, asked me who I wanted to live with. So I have a first cousin who is 15 days older than I am, and we always lived together. My grandmother was raising both of us. And so I decided I wanted to go to DC to live with him and his mother because we had always been together. We call each other brother and sister. Um, Even today, his children are my niece and nephew.
Uh-huh.
So, but my grandmother was the one who had the greatest impact on my life. And so, even though she passed when I was 9,
Mm,
she was the one who instilled so much in me that even when I would, she kept us in church, but as I got older, of course, my aunt, she was in church too, but she wasn't like my grandmother. No, nobody is like my grandmother. But my grandmother um, was and still is my hero. And even in the 9 years that I lived with her, she taught me so much that today I was sharing that sometimes I look in a mirror and I see my grandmother, just
mm,
how much of impact she had on me. And sometimes people say, "Oh, you so soft spoken and this and that." That comes from my grandmother. But the most important thing that she instilled in me was the love of God that I will carry for the rest of my life. And I did share, you could go back and watch the replay, but I did share that one time I think I was about 12 years old, and this boy just kept bothering me, and I had had enough, and so I had gotten him on the ground, and I had my foot lifted, and I was getting ready to stomp him, and I heard my grandmother call my name. I mean, it was loud, and
Wow.
I I immediately stopped and I put my foot on the ground. And when I thought about it, I said, you know, I could have been in um, the judicial system, because I could have actually, taken his life that day. But I
Hmm.
believe that my grandmother, that God through my grandmothers, not only saved him but saved me that day.
Yeah.
So I shared that as well. But yeah, my hero. I did not grow up in a two-parent household. My husband did. We are opposite when it comes to that. My husband had the ideal, you might want to say, the Cosby like family, where I didn't have
Yeah.
that. But I just thank God for my grandmother.
I totally understand. I truly do. And I want to mention, since you've mentioned, because, oh, so I didn't mention when my dad um, was left with three kids. He was 30 years old, and we immediately moved with my grandparents, with his mom and dad, right?
Uh-huh.
And he was a single dad, and he did have that he was able to do. So we moved in with my grandparents, and so my grandmother was very, very. Um, it was actually my grandmother and my dad's um, oldest sister that were, very, very monumental in my life. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell this little story real quick, and then I'll stop. My grandmother. This is how my grandmother was. Well, one time, um, I was dating my first husband. So I've been divorced twice. I don't think anyone knows that, but anyway, I don't usually say it. But I was married to my high school sweetheart. So we were dating in high school, and then on when I went on to college, we were dating until I got married. But when we were dating, I went to his house, and we were dating. I don't know why, but anyway, I went to his house, and he had another girl there. Okay, and I left. I just left. I didn't confront. I didn't do anything. I left. And so I mentioned it to my grandmother when I left and went back to her house, and she's like, "Oh no, come on." And so we get in the car, and she takes me back, and she made me confront. And she got off. She just stood by the car, and she made me go up to the house. And I went up to the house, and I confronted the bee, and confronted him and everything. Um, and so, yeah, she showed me a lot. She showed me not to, she, to confront it, not to walk away from it. So I just thought that was funny.
Okay.
And I said what I said.
Hey, I said what I said.
Hey, ladies, how y'all doing?
Great.
Hey,
Great, great.
sis.
Hey, Bonnie Bon.
Okay, who's next? Who wants to Joe, did you have anything else to say, or that's it?
No, that was it. That was it. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, that was good. Um, Bond or said what I said, what y'all have to add about who raised you.
I said what I said can go next.
I thought you was over here complaining about nobody ain't paying you no attention. I thought you was ready to go, child. Go ahead and go. I don't care.
The one who asked for the link has nothing to say.
Right. But I'll go ahead and go. I want to give a shout out to my mom, because my mom is the one who basically raised me. And she did, I feel like she did a great job, especially with her being a single parent. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not that I'm tooting my own horn. I'm giving her the props because she taught me everything that I know. Like Abril said, she instilled in us to work hard, um, to be self-sufficient, to be independent, but also, if you wanted to be married, she taught us how to do that also, because she was married in my childhood for a while. At least I think about 7 or 8 years she was married. So she kind of gave us an example of being a single parent and being a wife also, as well as instilled with us that, she taught us how to cook. She taught us how to clean. She taught us how to be good citizens in the public. i.e., meaning, you know how to act when you go outside. She taught us just really to work hard, and that you can achieve anything that you want. You just have to work hard at doing it. And so she also taught us how to be young women and a young man. She didn't allow us to just wear anything when we went outside, because I wanted to wear, provocative clothes. I wanted to wear halter tops and all of that. And I'm talking about as a little kid, she wouldn't even allow us. Everybody else was walking around, the halter that tie around your neck, that was real popular when I was
Uh-huh.
coming up. But she would never allow us to wear those type of clothes. And so I always said, when I get grown, I'm gonna put on what I want to put on. But by the time I got grown, it was already instilled in me that would really wasn't um presentable in her eyes. So by the time I
Mhm.
got grown, I didn't even want to dress that way. But when I was a kid, I used to just couldn't stand her for not allowing me to wear extra short shorts and the halter top like everybody else was wearing. And but I thank her. I do thank her for all the things that she taught me, because she really taught me how to live life. And she taught us not to depend on anybody. And if you are married and if you do have some help, that's fine. But make sure you still go out there and do it yourself also, in case the bottom fall out. And she always used to talk about the bottom could fall out for you one day. So you have to be self-sufficient, and you have to be able to take care of yourself. So I do take my hat off to her, and I'm not taking anything from anybody that's a housewife, because it is the opposite side of that. And some people, prefer to do that lifestyle. That's just not how I was raised. I was raised to always take care of myself, regardless if I had someone to help take care of me or not. And so I do appreciate her for showing me so many different things in life. And then while she was at work, she allowed us to well, not allowed, but our grandmothers help raised us while my mom was at work. So I learned some things from both of my grandparents. We had aunts and uncles and cousins, and just our whole entire family on both sides of my family. We've always been extremely close. So it was nothing for us to go to any one of our relatives' house and spend the weekend with them. Everybody was always open to that, and everybody always welcomed us in. And so the rest of my family, I learned a lot from my cousins and my uncles and my aunts. So that's why I said a whole village raised me, because I took something from everybody that I was around. I was always like a sponge. And I know you guys can't tell now, but when I was a kid, I didn't hardly talk as a kid. And maybe that's the reason why I have so much to say now. I was like a sponge when I was a kid. I would just, stare at everybody, and I would study people as a kid. I would, when I was around you, I wouldn't say much, but I definitely paid attention to what everybody was doing and what they wasn't doing. And I was very shy. If somebody wanted to talk to me or whatever, I would go hide behind a couch, or hide behind my mom, or just hide in a room or something. And I was always a shy kid. And I don't know when it was when I, kind of came out of my shell. But once I came out of my shell, baby, you can't shut me up now. And maybe that's why I talk so much now, because I'm trying to catch up from the years that I didn't talk.
No, I can relate to that. I said what I said. I was thinking about when you were saying that, because I remember you saying in another time that your grandmother taught you a lot also to speak
Hmm.
up, you know. But
Yeah.
I remember, y'all, I didn't talk. I just gave y'all a story about my grandmother making me or showing me to stand up for myself, right? And but and I still didn't until through my first marriage. I didn't speak up for myself. I was very timid. I was very shy. I didn't. He spoke up for me a lot, and I know what the turning point for me was when I was getting a divorce. He was very verbally abusive, my first husband. But we were. I don't blame him. We grew up. I told you we dated in high school, and so we grew up together. So we didn't learn how to respect each other. We just grew up as kids, and then it went on. and so there was no respect. But but anyway, so throughout that marriage, he always spoke up for me, and because I was so I did my childhood. I had issues with the what I mentioned, right? It was traumatic for me, right? It was, and I hadn't really healed from all of that throughout my first marriage in my 20s. And so when we were getting a divorce, because I had had enough and I didn't want to take any more, of his verbal abuse. And even it's one of those when they say, oh, well, you said that to me too, because I was hurt by how he spoke to me. And he'd tell me, well, you said the same thing to me. So then even trying to stop that and trying to, like, if he cussed me out, I didn't cuss him out anymore type of thing. And even if I changed up, it didn't change anything. So anyway, I'd had enough and I'm going through the divorce and he said these words to me. He said, who's going to take care of you now? Who's going to speak up for you now? Baby, that's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to say, because I said, I wish you would. Like that's the drive or the fire it lit up under me. I just that's what made me change and say I'm going to prove you wrong, and hell, I did. But that's what made me change, because it was that way though. He was not wrong. He was the one that would speak up for me back then. It wasn't until my 30s or 30 that I started trying to heal and speak up for myself. But yeah.
Well, I just want to say, it didn't take me that long not to start talking. I think probably when I was in school, I started talking and defending myself, and because when you're in school, you have to defend yourself. And I think I think probably what happened was the kids probably thought that I was afraid of them because I would never say anything to them. And just one day, I just started talking, and like I said, I just haven't, gotten quiet since. But by the time I was married, I was well versed and could go ahead, and could go toe to toe with whoever. But at the end of the day, I'm kind of glad that I didn't talk that much because I was able to learn and soak up a lot of knowledge from a lot of people in my family on, like I said, on things to do and things not to do. And a lot of times when you're quiet, you can learn a lot um,
Mhm.
from people, because at the end of the day, um, the tools and skills that you learn as a child will stick with you and help you navigate your life as an adult, whether it's good or bad. Because
Right.
sometimes bad things happen to you as a child too. And sometimes you incorporate that in your life, although, it may not be helpful for you, but still, however you was raised, it spills over into your adult life. And so you want to try to take all the positive things that you can from your childhood so that you can have a productive life. And I feel like that's what I did. I feel like I was able to use a lot of the positivity so that I could be the person that I am today.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I took I had some negative things happen in my life, but I choose to focus on the positive things that
Mhm.
happen.
Exactly. That's why I started out by saying don't feel sorry. You know what I mean? Some people
Hmm.
get they don't realize that I'm way past that now, and that's why I am the way I am today. Right? I want to show the positive side of life.
Mhm.
Right?
And even the jobs that I've had, I had no idea when I was doing some of the jobs that I did that I was going to have to use that experience with helping taking care of my family. So I tell Vaughn all the time, I love to learn, and she knows I do. I do. I'm a dabble in anything new, come up with technology or whatever. I'm gonna always try to learn that because I love to learn. Do I retain everything? No, I don't. But I'm so interested when it's something new come out. I'm like Wanda. I told Wanda the same thing because I noticed that she likes to try out new things also, and I could I correlated that to me because I saw that she had all type of gadgets in her kitchen, and I'm the same way. Anything come out new, more than likely I'm probably gonna try it if it's If it's, if I feel like it's beneficial, I'm definitely going to try out the new things. And anything that I can learn, I'm always trying to learn something new. But I was always taught that you should learn something new every day.
Yeah, that's true. And I did learn something new today. When I was on Vaughn's Live, I honestly, y'all know I'm 62 years old. I had never heard of anybody freezing milk. Now, we used to freeze bread all the time, but I had never heard of freezing milk until I heard Vaughn say it earlier. So I put that down as something I learned today, for real.
I've even heard of them freezing like when they're pregnant. I don't know if that's what they were talking about, but when they're pregnant and they freeze the breast milk too.
Yeah, I heard of that, but
I
I'm
No,
talking
froze.
about
I
regular cow's
yeah,
milk.
Yeah, I've
yeah,
frozen
whole
milk
whole
before
milk.
too. Yeah, I've frozen milk
Yeah.
also. Because if you have too much of it, you don't want it to go bad or whatever. But it
Right.
don't taste good though. It kind of tastes watered down. But if you freeze it and you take it out
Uh-huh.
and thaw it out, to me it always takes some of the flavor away and the thickness of it, and it tastes, like water.
Yeah,
When
Yeah,
that's
I
what
you
I
when
would
gotta
I
shake
imagine
it
to
up.
happen.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
I would
gotta just
imagine
shake it
that.
up. It's still gonna be a little watery, but you just look. I don't drink whole milk anymore, so I won't be affected. Okay, but
Okay.
you just
Hey,
gotta
Miss
shake it up.
Toes. Okay. Because that was the first thing that came to my mind. I'm like freezing milk. Wouldn't that like water it down when you got ready to drink it?
It tastes watered down to me, even though I shook it up. It still didn't taste the same, but.
Well, I don't
Maybe
want to
like
know. I don't even drink regular milk, so I won't even try it. But thanks
Well,
for letting me know that though, Vaughn, for real.
well, Vaughn, I'm
Oh, no
finished with my
problem.
little. I'm finished with my little story.
Huh?
I'm finished with my little story, child. We just want to hear your little story now.
yes.
Well, well, uh, yep. I said it in the chat. Okay, I was raised right. I chose to do wrong, and if you ask me, I'm still being raised. Okay. Um, that's just how I feel. It may not be true, but that's just how I feel. So yeah. Hmm.
Well, as far as the milk is concerned, Shanice says she's frozen milk before, watered down and separated and nasty. And she says she's not doing it anymore.
Well, just keep in mind that I know my mom was doing it because like I said, we had a deep freezer, right? And she didn't get food stamps or whatever. So she would buy like a lot of food at once, you know, and not even just at once, y'all. She would do it. She would buy extra stuff and put it in the freezer, like the bread, the milk. What did I say? We have like y'all, we had like giganimous turkeys and chickens, and I remember it was always a lot of breakfast sausage because my stepfather loved to make breakfast. Okay, and I was thinking about that because, now with everything changing or whatever, everybody's like, oh, get prepared. And I got like a whole list of stuff that I have to buy, in case lights go out and stuff. But I was thinking to myself, KJ, he loves milk. And right now, I just kind of been going to the store and get what I need for the week. You know what I'm saying? Or even just the next couple of days instead of going in the store and just buying all this stuff. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because one, um, you know, buying food with money is a whole lot different, than when you got, a bunch of, stamps or whatever. You can just kind of go in there and, get whatever you want. But I was thinking to myself, survival. Like I'm not even being funny. But it's like, okay, what if? So, bread, milk, meat, like chicken breast, ground beef, what did I say, turkey. Now I'm gonna be honest. I didn't understand the purpose of buying a whole turkey, because I can't stand turkey. But I remember my mom would make meals out of the turkey, okay, or the chicken. But there it wasn't a turkey, y'all. It was whole chickens, okay. So we had a lot of like chicken dinners. You know what I'm saying? Um, soups and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like she would make real food. And the point that I was trying to make was that I don't cook like that. I really don't. I don't make when I make stuff, I just do it because I want to do it. I can honestly say I've never been in a position where it's like, what am I going to feed my kids? So now that, I'm going to say what I feel is kind of been a luxury, it's like, oh, y'all aren't going to have that anymore. Okay, so what can I make, you know, so that my kids have food? You know what I'm saying? And my grandfather, he does that, but he makes a lot of soups and stuff, and he puts them in freezer bag. Like he has a whole deep freezer, like stews and pea soups and dinners and stuff. And he's from the South, so he cooks like regardless of what's going on. And he always puts the leftovers in Ziploc bags, and sometimes he will just like we would go in when I was living with them. I go in the kitchen. I'm like, "What are you making?" And he'll be like, "Food," you know. And then I would see him putting it in the Ziploc bag, and I'm like, "Why do you do that?" And he's like, for later. Like, he's got all this just in case stuff. Okay, just keep that in mind. And on top of that, he was driving trucks on the road, so he didn't want to spend money on restaurant food, and on top of that he don't like to eat out like that. So he would take those things and put them in his cooler on his truck. And he had like not Instapots, but like electric stuff. Y'all know how now you can pretty much have like a whole little setup in your truck. When you sleep in there, you got like a microwave and stuff like that, so that he would be able to eat. But as far as like growing up, that's something that is valuable, okay, to me in my adulthood. Um, that my mother, showed me, how to survive. You know what I'm saying? Like buying large portions of meat, putting them in Ziploc bags, keeping them in the deep freezer, buying large portions of rice. You know what I'm saying? Like all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I can't remember everything, okay? But those things have come to me as of lately. And yeah, yeah. Hmm.
It's crazy how and I'm not this please know that this comes from a good place. But it's crazy
Okay.
how you can't remember some of those things. But and like I said, I can go in a room and forget why I walked in the room. I have to think about it. But I have those memories, you know, when I tell you that my my mother passed when I was 4, and my grandmother passed when I was 9, and I'm 62, and I still have those memories, that are
Oh,
vivid.
no, I
So
don't mean like that, Miss Alice. I mean like in the moment while I'm trying to
yeah, yeah, no, I know what
explain
you're saying.
myself.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm saying that sometimes we could just there are some things that just like, you know, um those memories just stick with us. Sometimes we have to think about things, but some things it's just like you remember like it happened yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
some things just stick with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Memorial moments. But I think everyone have that. Um, and because I've walked into rooms and like, what did I come in here for?
Uh,
And I think
I'm not
Yeah.
the
it's
only
because
one.
I think sometimes it's when you have a lot of things on your mind
Uh-huh.
and you have too much to do, your mind
Yeah.
start working overtime. So sometimes you
Uh-huh.
forget why you're going in a room. but your long-term memory is embedded in you. Um,
Mhm.
Not that I want to bring my brother up again, but he's just such a great example of that. He had strokes all around his head, right? And they
Mhm.
said that they didn't know what he was going to remember, what he couldn't remember. Well, his long-term memory was perfect, but his short-term memory was that's what affected him the most. Like he would
Mhm.
ask me a question, I answer it. He may ask me the question again, and I have to answer it again. But anything
Mhm.
that happened in our childhood, he could remember that. So I just think sometimes some things that happen in your life when you're a child, it's just embedded in you, and it's
Yeah.
it's like your memory bank is set up for a certain type of way, and some things you just don't ever forget.
Yeah.
Well, sis, I agree with you. However, no shade. uh, I I'm saying that for a reason. No shade. I have learned, okay, with recent conversations of talking to my mother, I've blocked some things out on purpose. So, um, when I when I when I'm speaking a lot about my childhood, um, I try to talk around things on purpose. So, with that being said, some things I really can't remember unless her or my sister or even my brother might bring it up, and I'll be like, "Oh, that did happen." And some things it's like, I want to remember this part but not that part. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I
So,
definitely get
yeah,
it.
I've blocked out some things, in my 31 years of living
Yeah,
that
everyone does.
honestly just I was gonna say it's hard. So when I say it, I can't remember everything, it's because I'm probably trying not to remember something on
Mhm.
purpose. But I will say, yeah, I there are okay. So Miss Alice said her grandmother was her hero. I can tell y'all that story. So my grandmother is my hero because okay. One, when I was a child, okay, she was very much like into her faith, okay? And all she did, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, okay, like as I got a little older, it was like, oh my father, okay, because Miss Alice, she was just like your grandma. It was certain things we couldn't watch, couldn't listen to, couldn't even talk about, look at, think about. But as a child, she was like, I remember her always praying, right? I have this one vivid memory when we all lived together and she would be up. And see, to me, it was nighttime, but I now know that it would be like around 3 and 4 in the morning because I've talked about this with her. And she would be up praying all the time. She was always praying and fasting. And I remember we would always go to Burger King or whatever. Like, and I want to say maybe it was when she got paid. I just know it was something she took all of her grandkids. There was only three of us, to go do on the weekend. But one particular day, we were in the car. Now, this may not be amazing and whatever to y'all, but it was to me. So one day we were in the car. It was night. It was cold outside and I think my aunt wanted White Castle. So we were, it was like, come go with me to White Castle. And y'all, there was this guy. He was a homeless guy, right? And I see why it was so amazing because I had never, seen anybody give to the poor before, right? So, and in church, they was always talking about giving and being kind and being good. And I just felt like, oh, my grandma is such that person, right? I had seen her minister to people, and I was just in awe, right? So we're in the car and we had our food and the guy was sitting there and she went in her purse and she said, hey brother. And she said, you hungry? And he said, yeah. She was like, here, get you something to eat. And he took it, y'all, and I was just like, wow. Like, so when I see people, like here in the city, there's always like people standing on the mediums, with signs, or like this one lady the past summer, she was in she was standing there with her baby, they were selling candy. So I always give money to people or I try to do something, not even just money. Like one time my kids was like, "Oh, mommy, can we, buy the guy, he's hungry, you know, some snacks. And I'm like, yeah, you know, and my daughter, because in the moment I wasn't even thinking about it. I think I had not even really was paying him any attention, and my daughter brought it up. And I, when I'm giving to people, I always remember like that's what my grandma does when she sees, people out, she gives them money, or, she'll go in and buy them something to eat or whatever, whatever. But that's why my grandmother is my hero, because to me, she she just do what she's supposed to do, in the will of God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I say thank God for grandmothers, and thank God for single mothers and single fathers. I really have a special place in my heart for single fathers, um, men who step up when a woman won't, like Joe's father, like SBK, um, like Girl Dad, um, and so many other men who step up as single fathers, um, and take care, especially those who um, have daughters who they're taking care of. Because even though I grew up without my father, girls need their father. They need that father figure in their life. And I didn't have my father growing up, but I did have male figures in my life that that treated me like I should have been treated. So shout out to all the single dads um, who are doing right by their children, and even those who aren't with, who aren't necessarily single dads who have full custody of their children, but who still take up time with their children and, do what's right and don't focus on, I pay child support and, that's all I'm going to do. Those who just do for their kids, you appreciate it. Even I know it's not Father's Day, but I just wanted to acknowledge those men who do those things, because you don't have to wait for Father's Day or Mother's Day or Grandparents' Day to acknowledge people who are doing good. So yeah,
Well, I would like to add to that because today there was almost going to be a new single dad, in the world, because my patience was tried. And y'all just y'all keep praying. Okay, all right. You're gonna get a phone call, Miss Alice. I said what I said. She just left me with all these kids. What do I do? And y'all would have just been like, all I can do is pray for you, brother. Okay, that's what. So just keep praying, because it's a lot of potential single fathers out here. Okay.
No, I would probably tell him. I would probably advise him to just get another wife to help him out with those kids.
You know what? You ain't right. That's your problem. You ain't right.
Out with the old, in with the new.
I think I might advise him that too,
Yeah, because
but
it's
I
hard
would
You know
say,
what?
raising kids. Because I was
but
gonna tell
look,
him,
You know what?
listen. He said your pinky toe wasn't right anyway, so you might as well go look at her and just look at her toes and
No.
make sure they all right.
You know what? I think we need to get behind the scenes and make this happen. Okay? Because there needs to be some changes around here. And I think the new wife can make that happen. All right. So y'all let me know when y'all available and we can discuss, okay, who gonna be my husband's new wife.
I ain't gonna
you
have
know
nothing to do
what?
with that. No, ma'am.
I want no parts.
oh,
If
oh,
he
now
can,
y'all don't want no part.
no. If he can choose you, he can choose again. He know how to do it. He don't need our help. He know what to do.
Listen, what I said, that ain't my business.
That ain't our business. Nah, we gonna just advise
you
him to go
know,
find him somebody. We ain't gonna tell him who.
Look, I got this idea because I saw this lady on Facebook. She said when her and her husband got married, they had a contract that if they were to get divorced, he was to take the kids and she was to get nothing. I said, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of that? I don't know why I didn't think of that. You know what I'm saying? Like these people out here on social media be having some good ideas. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, if you get divorced, you get the kids in the house. And it's like, but when you really think about it, you know what I'm saying? The men leave and they get nothing. And they be out here living their best life. We need to start thinking as women, okay? I'm gonna be quiet because we on this Alice live.
Yeah, stop it. That's all.
I'm, I'm just
Hey,
Yeah,
saying.
queen
because
to
we talking
queen.
about who raised you. We ain't talking nothing about no husbands. This ain't got
Well,
nothing to
Right.
do with the price of butter.
with that way of
Welcome in,
thinking,
queen to queen.
it'll
Hope
be
you're
a lot
having a
of,
blessed day.
oh, hi, Queen. Look, it'll be a
Y'all
lot
check
of who
out Queen to
raised you,
Queen also. She
okay?
has an excellent channel as well.
And
Check her
do.
out.
Yeah, make sure y'all subscribe. I'm just saying, Miss Alice could ask this question in about 20 years and everybody could say they daddy, okay? That's what they could say. Their fathers raised them, all right?
Well, there are plenty. Didn't you hear Joe?
Yes, I did hear.
Okay.
First of all, Joe makes me emotional, okay? So, I be trust me, I be listening to Joe, okay? Because she has a sweet nature. And yeah, I be
Okay.
listening to Joe, Miss Alice.
I don't know why you
Okay.
don't feel like I got a sweet nature. I be saying stuff.
We not finna do that. Cause I be wanting to tell everybody how sweet you are, but no, no.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't never hear y'all talking about, oh, she's so sweet. She's so nice.
Miss Alice, don't you? But wait, see, no, sis, I know how you feel because Miss Alice don't ever say, y'all go subscribe to Vaughn, y'all go listen to Vaughn. It's like,
Yeah,
I know, don't
she
nobody,
don't say it about me
yeah,
either, because she know I'm
right,
over there clowning. So, she don't want
right,
nobody else. I think she's ashamed of me and you, Vaughn. I think that's what
I
Yeah.
it
think
is.
she is too. I was thinking that in the chat. I said, I don't know why I'm
Yeah,
Yeah.
acting like I
yeah,
don't know Miss Alice shamed of me. I don't know
yeah.
why I'm
I
acting
think
like
she's
I don't
ashamed.
know that.
You don't talk about your misfit kids. You only talk about the ones that's doing well and the ones that's really exceeding and doing well, excelling and doing well. But the ones that don't do nothing, the ones that act up or whatever, you just and they ask them about,
Yeah,
you be like, oh yeah, they all right,
yeah. You keep them
You
in the
you
room
got
in the back.
yeah, yeah, but other people got to bring them up because you ain't gonna bring them up.
No, sis, here it go. Oh, on Sunday, oh yeah, just pray for her. She doing real good. Keep praying for
Yeah,
her. Just
yeah, yeah.
keep
Keep praying for them. They doing all right.
praying.
Y'all check out all the content creators in my chat. Most people I believe are content creators. Please check them out. I
Yeah.
don't want anybody's feelings to be hurt thinking that I'm ashamed of them and I
Oh, it's
don't
too
want
late
to
now. My feelings been
mention their
hurt.
Look,
name.
My feelings is hurt. They
look.
hurt. They hurt.
Well, sis, you got to be like me. You just got to know who's shamed of you and who proud of you, girl. And I know Miss Alice is shamed.
Girl, I know. That's why we friends, girl.
You just got to know what you know and keep it moving.
I told you we were gonna be out there in the on the Gold Road. She talking about the ones that's gonna be in the mansion. She ain't talking about us. We out
Right.
there on the Gold
Mm-mm.
Road. So
Mm-mm.
without
We gonna be
reflected,
clean.
yeah,
Yeah.
we just gonna have some reflector jackets on and barely make
Mm-hmm.
me in. So I guess we ain't worthy, to be praised.
Mhm.
Come on now. Come on now. Tell the truth now, sis.
Yeah, but that's okay. We still gonna be there, Vaughn. Don't worry about it. We're gonna be out. We're gonna be outside, but we gonna be there.
I'll be like, hey,
I
Miss Alice
will.
and the rest of y'all.
Yeah,
Hey, y'all.
as they walk in with their hats on and their head, their nose all tilted in the air. I can see them now.
Look, sis. Look, sis, in all white robes with their
Yeah,
crown
yeah,
on. We gonna be
yeah,
like, go on in, go on in. This room for all of us, okay? But
yeah.
y'all gotta be over there.
And us peasants gonna have on yellow and reflector jackets. So you know how it is.
With the gold trim, sis. Don't
Yeah,
forget the
yeah.
gold
I
trim.
understand. I understand. I ain't mad or nothing though.
Lord have mercy. I can't with y'all.
We love you, Miss Alice. Look, all jokes aside, thank you for letting us up on the panel. Okay, I miss
Yeah.
being up here. Whew, it's so much fun.
Don't get too used to it. This ain't gonna be an all the time thing, okay?
Right, Alice. I got you, sis. I got you.
Yeah.
She say we can only come over sometimes, not all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's good to have y'all though. It is. Um
It's Vaughn and Real
and
fault. They done messed everything up. So now you
It
know.
is not my fault, sis. I rebuke that.
now she over here rebuking stuff.
Mhm.
Lord. I think that's the cue, y'all. What y'all think?
I think so too, Alice.
I think Miss Alice just trying to run up all y'all. If y'all pay attention, Miss Alice was like, this what she said. She was like, all right, y'all, this ain't gonna be no long live. I'm like, dang, she trying to run up off here. I'm like, can we spend some time with you? You know, what happened to us? You know, I know things have changed, but you know, we
I finna
still
say,
here.
girl, you know how it go. You know how it go.
Blaze says Miss Alice has shouted Vaughn's channel before, and those that think otherwise should be disqualified.
Wow.
Says Mister hiding in the bushes until his name is called out. But I'm gonna digress on that too.
Every single time.
Oh man.
But look, I'm gonna
And
go
then
because,
then he try to act like it's a
huh?
big coincidence. Blaze, don't get me started on you, Blaze. Don't get me started on you now. I'm gonna
Look,
try to be nice.
look. What's funny is it's at the 2 hour mark, usually when Miss Alice is ready to go. Okay. So I'm gonna say this, Miss Alice, we miss you. Okay. We want to spend some time with you. Okay. We want to enjoy your company. All right. Don't forget about us. All right. We love you. Okay. We love you too. All right. We may not love you more, but we love you too. All right.
Child, Alice said she got things to do now. She ain't got time to play with y'all all day.
Okay.
So,
Like for
I
Alice,
real.
do.
I salute you, sis. Go ahead and do what you got to do.
Y'all
I
know my
know how.
husband is retired.
Right, I know how it go. Mr. Alice is waiting, and I understand. Mr. Alice
I
got
don't know.
her. Mr. Alice got her on a schedule now, so I totally understand that. I was married once upon a time, so I know you got to follow by the rules and bylaws and all of that. So thank you for allowing me on your channel. Thank you for letting me tell my little story today. And it was nice talking to Joe and Vaughn, and I'll see y'all in the YouTube streets. Y'all have a nice day.
Good
Thank
night,
you. I said what I
everyone.
said. Thank y'all. Hey Shadow. Happy Thursday. Let me see what y'all saying. You are right, Nestos. Can't do nothing with Vaughn. And I said what I said. Yes. Janice, I is married. I want to be married 36 more years. So. Right, SBK. Okay, thanks, Shadow. I appreciate you. Thanks to everybody who joined the live today. And thanks to everybody who watched on the Vertical app and on regular StreamYard. I appreciate you all. So let me go down the road. My peer, SBK, was the first one in the chat today. Um, Random Girls, thanks for coming. Scorpio Mama, aka Scorp, thank you as always for your support. Wanda, thank you so much for your support. Chill Will, thank you. I appreciate you. Coco, thank you for coming over. I appreciate you. Fear No Mortals, thank you for coming into the chat. Again, I appreciate you and I really enjoyed your live the other night. I will be back over. Miss V, thank you for coming to the live as well. Of course, Blaze, it's always good to have you here. Joe, thank you. And thank you for joining the panel. Tawana, thank you for coming over to the chat. Nesto, Shackle Shuffle, Walk of Shame, thank you, sis, for being here. Queen to Queen, thank you. Shadow, thank you. And my moderators, Janice, Precious, I said what I said, who also joined the panel. Vaughn, who also joined the panel. Real, Abril, thanks, Abril. Appreciate you. Shanice, my daughter, thank you. I appreciate you always. Beautiful sinner, thank you. Be safe on those roads and don't work too hard at work. Thanks again to everybody who showed up on the panel, Joe, Vaughn, and I said what I said. And thanks to everyone who watched from the bushes. I do appreciate your support always, no matter what your reason for being in the bushes is. I appreciate your support. With that said, next Thursday, just a reminder, next Thursday will be the next giveaway. So make sure, hey Mookie, how are you today? Thank you for joining. You probably want to go back and watch the replay. But I appreciate all of you for your support. And on next Thursday, we will be having the next giveaway. So make sure you're watching the playlist, or some of y'all have good memory. So make sure that you're here and ready, and don't show up late, Blaze. Um, Blaze and Real, don't show up too late where you might miss something. Oh, I didn't realize that you had surgery, Mookie. Pray that you are totally healed real soon, and that God continues to keep his hands on you. So, yeah, I think that's it. I will do my best to be back on Monday and on a regular schedule for the most part. Um, what else did I have to say? Yes, prayers for Mookie, y'all. Um, so I believe that's it, y'all. Thanks again to everybody who's been watching my playlist. Thank you for those who have been blessing me financially. Please know that I don't take it for granted. I appreciate everything that you do for me. I truly do. And I pray that God blesses you beyond your wildest imagination. Um, with that said, remember that God loves you even more than I do. And I really do love you all. Continue to be blessed, but more importantly, continue to be a blessing to someone else. And so, hold up, y'all. I think I have a starred comment that I forgot to read. So before I go, I want to read this comment. And it's from Blaze. He said, as far as the topic goes, I was raised by my grandfather and my mother. Some of the most critical components that make me me was instilled in me as a child. That's wonderful, Blaze. I can tell that you had a great upbringing. So, again, y'all continue to be blessed, but more importantly, continue to be a blessing to someone else. Amen, Mookie. Going higher. Okay, so after the music, y'all, the live will be ending. Y'all enjoy the rest of the day. And again, I'll let you know tomorrow. I will do a post to let you know whether or not we're going to have something on Saturday. All right. Hope to see y'all soon.